Hello, Charan. Hi, how's it
Hi,
going?
Sanchit.
Sanjay,
Hi, Sanchit. Hi, hello, everybody. Yeah,
how's it going?
yeah, it's going great. What about you?
Yeah, it's going pretty great. So, Charan, like we have people coming in.
Okay, let's
Okay,
wait
so
for another 60
yeah,
seconds or 1 minute, then we'll start.
sure. So, like Charan, like we have been planning this for around 2 weeks, I guess, as of now, and we are finally here. So that's great.
Sure, thanks for inviting. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, and the great part today here is that we have people joining in from different parts of the country as well as the world. We have people coming in from UAE, Singapore, and
hmm
to be honest, from all over India. Like we have covered around 16, 17 states. That is a great part.
Okay, cool,
And
cool. That's nice.
multiple professions. Like I would say, students are coming in, business analysts, digital marketers, industrial design people, product design, product manager. A bunch of people are coming in. So that is
hmm
like going to be a great session, and we are going to get a lot of insights.
Sure, sure. That's good to hear. And even I have seen the website of Health Card, and the community is so engaging. And it's
Yeah,
really nice that you're building such a community to help young professionals to choose their
thanks,
career
thanks,
and also in other aspects. So kudos to you for bringing this platform together. And
thanks a
yeah,
lot, man.
again, thanks
Yeah,
for inviting.
thanks a lot, man. So meanwhile, whosoever has joined in, please drop in a hi to Charan here and tell us the place from you are joining in, and maybe the profession you are working on. That would be great. Guys, the chat is yours. Drop in a hi, please. Hey, Aaron.
Hi, hi, Hardik. Hi, Aryan. What is SWM, Noor? I couldn't get what is SWM. Okay, hi. Hi, Ashwani. Hi, Abhi. Hi, Shivani. Hi, Rishi.
So, guys, just a quick note before we start today's session. I'm assuming like all of you guys know about what is HelpCart and what we are trying to do. And just in case if you don't know, don't take much load because the man of the hour today is Charan. And let's go through the session first of all, and then we are going to. Uh, I'm going to drop in the links to all the social handles we have, and you can just go and check that out later. No problem. Also, a little request to everyone: please keep on the mics muted just in case if you got it opened. Awesome, Sharon. I think we are already 5 minutes into the session. We can start off.
Sure.
Awesome. So, Charan, first of all, very welcome on the Help Cart, one of the first sessions that we are doing for digital marketing.
hmm
And like, I would like to introduce you a bit. So, guys, Charan is one of the finest minds we have when it comes to creating digital content and marketing strategies. Like we have all seen people, working out on personal branding on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. But when it comes to Charan is the guy who is leading his personal as well as professional brand together and scaling it both of them quite well. So talking professionally, Charan is like the founder of Marketer Hub, and he has previously worked at companies like Rapido, where he has handled the entire performance marketing for them with a mind-boggling budget of 1.4 crore rupees. So he has been a freelancer, entrepreneur, digital marketing expert, and won multiple hires in his career till now. So Charan, like to be honest, I'm extremely honored to have you here with us.
Thanks, Sanchit.
And like I've been going through your LinkedIn profile just before the session, and like I'm like totally amazed with the work what you have done till now. I've been going through it, and the first venture you started back then was in when you were 15 years of age, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah, I was actually
Yeah,
selling water cans to near my house. 20
yeah,
rupees per can.
yeah, and it were clocking in revenue of 18,000 bucks per month. That is insane at a year of 15. You know,
Yeah.
crazy. And
So
also like you have worked with, yeah, please go ahead.
no, that's funny story. I was clocking in 18,000, but I was also I was spending everything again for partying, eating everything at that time. I didn't save anything.
Yeah, that is the mindset of a 15-year-old, correct? But
Yeah.
it's obviously a nice feeling, at a young age and clocking in this amount of money. Apart from that, I've also seen that you have been, founders of multiple companies, and you have also led your blogs to 15,000 followers, visitors in per day, per month. And so, Charan, like I have been through your profile pretty much quite nicely, but I want you to introduce yourself. Tell us about the journey you have been following and how a 15-year-old selling water cans turned into a digital marketer and founder today. So take us through the entire journey of what has been through your life, please.
Sure, Sanchit. Thanks for the nice introduction. So, hello everyone. So, basically, I started my career, that is entrepreneurial career, in at my age of 15 years, where I started selling water cans to the nearby. So, I have collaborated one of the friend of mine. He's Imran. So then we used to sell that. So like as I said, we used to sell it, and then we used to eat whatever profit we used to get. And then also I didn't invest even a single rupee. Everything was Imran's money, where he was kept that money for paying the tuition fee, that is the school fee. I insisted him to invest on the water cans, everything. Then actually within 3 months we repaid the amount. That is his fees was around 14,000 or something at that time. So we repaid that, and then we continued working on the cans thing. So we served some of the apartments and then some of the households nearby. So yeah, so that's about it. And then later on, I sorry. So I joined Scope Knowledge Center, which is again a company in Chennai. So where I used to work as a junior digital marketer back in 2014. So I used to just work for some of the clients and then work in a software product. It's a SaaS product basically. So then after that, I was in 2014. I was in second year engineering. So I never went to college. I just wrote exams. So basically, the trick here is I had a company at that time. I just registered myself, and I used to give internship letter for myself and then take 3 months, 4 months of internship, whatever that attendance percentage. Then I used to just go and write exams and come back and work. So because I never used to enjoy sitting in classrooms or those theoretical subjects, so that's why I never enjoyed those. Then later on, I did freelancing consulting work for around 3 4 years. I think 2015 to 2017, I did only freelancing. And then yeah, so and then later on, I joined at Convent Bangalore. So Bangalore is my hometown. I just went to Chennai for studies. So I joined at Convent as an senior marketing coordinator, where I mainly worked on SEO content and then the case studies for the SaaS product, again software product, and the running paid ads on LinkedIn and then Google search. So that was my main work at Conduent. So where I work with some of the few other companies. Still now I remember one of my major achievement at Conduent is getting an 50 million deal for California transportation network. So to
15
digitalize the
million.
entire
That is great.
California bus, all those things. So yeah, so that lead I got through my LinkedIn ad. So I remember that because the figure. And then later on, I quit Conduent, hoping that to start my own company. Then like again, like I didn't start off because like whenever I choose any idea, if I get 1% out, I will cancel then and there. So then again, I got a call at Rapido. I joined Rapido in as a performance marketer lead. So where we used to manage ads for I used to manage ads for 20 cities across Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, Snapchat, TikTok, and other affiliate networks. And also offline advertisements. I used to work with few of the other advertisements offline. And as I hope all of you guys know Rapido, the acquisition is very intensive. it's very, very intensive. We spend money like anything over there. So we used to spend 1.5 crores to 2.5 crores per month for acquisition to get in 50,000 to 60,000 new users per month. So yeah, so this is my work now. At present moment, I am building Marketer Hub to help other digital marketers become t-shirt marketers. So t-shirt marketers in the sense, a person will be expert at two things, and then he has broad knowledge of all other topics. So in simple terms, here at Marketer Hub, again, to give you guys an idea of what Marketer Hub is, it is a digital marketer hub resource of 7,000 plus resources, where any marketer can come in, can use those resources, which will help them in research and other things. And also there will be podcast videos like how Sanchit is doing now, like these sessions will be conducted. Yeah, so this is it about me. Yeah, Sanchit.
That's really great, Charan. Uh, one thing I wanted to ask you, like, have you been creating digital content and working in digital marketing space right from the childhood, or something you build on the way?
So, digital marketing is unexpected. I started as a developer. 2013, I built first website for a freelancing. Some client I don't remember. So I built a website and then started learning programming and all those stuff. But I got bored. Not bored. I'm a very impatient guy. If I want something to be done, it has to be done quick as soon as possible. There in software bugs and then the compilation. That days I didn't like it. So then people where I used to do web design, right? They used to ask me like whether I know digital marketing, SEO, all this stuff. I also do few things to those websites. Then again, yeah. So I thought then I switched to digital marketing as a complete hook because I like this very much. And then here, if you adapt some tactics, you can grow easily. In software,
Correct,
that's not possible.
correct, totally correct. And I'm a software engineer personally myself, so I can totally relate what you said in the first half of your statement about the bugs and the pain points. Fixing an application, it's troublesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, Charan, like we have a good amount of people joined in already. I want to start off today's session by talking, one of your favorite piece of content that you have created. It can be Rapido, it can be your personal company, it can be any of the startups you have worked before. One favorite
Mhm.
piece of content that you personally think that yes, this is my best piece I have created till date.
Okay, so I created for when I was working at Conduent a instant playable ad where there is a Facebook ad. It was done for engagement to one of the blog posts. So where the Facebook post contains Mario, it's an instant playable ad, and then it goes on, and then with the company we was marketing for internal SaaS product, that is asset management domain. So where other companies, like for example take Rapido, take any other company, they will have a lot of images, headlines, all those things, right? What they can do is in the asset management software they can store everything and then it makes sense. So they don't need to suppose if you save in Drive, Google Drive, it will be a lot of confusing. This eases it. So for that kind of software, we created an instant playable ad Mario, and then all the documents, everything, the pop-up which comes like when the Mario jumps and presses the button, right? There the image will come, and then the music icon, all this kind of stuff. So it goes on like that till the end, and then at the later on, the image displays where it shows that clutter-free managing the brand assets. So yeah, so
Got
this
it.
worked out really well, and then this is my best act till date.
So can you, if you are comfortable, can you share the numbers which clocked behind this ads, like maybe the number of time it has been played or the views, something like that?
Mm, I think I don't remember exactly, but it ran for around 1.5 months continuously.
Damn.
So the number might be like around 250,000 reach, and
Oh
then
my God, this is
I think
crazy.
click through rate will be 4.2 or 4.3%, which is very high.
Impressive. Impressive, man. Seriously impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
Like great. I even like the idea a lot. So, Charan, if we are talking about viral things going viral on internet only, I want to
Mhm.
understand one thing from you, like what according to you is a viral post or a viral piece of content? Like, have you set any benchmarks for that? Like, probably crossing 10,000 views is considered as viral, or getting a million, views is considered. What is your benchmark for saying some content
So
as viral?
yeah, so there is no viral is most overused term, and there is no such thing called viral. It is people who have created the term.
Correct.
So the viral is nothing but the content needs to be share worthy. So in order to be share worthy, suppose if you get some video, if you have some video, instantly if you share it with someone, that post will go viral.
Absolutely.
So that's the definition of viral. But when you say viral, also there is no perfect recipe for creating viral content or something. So only thing is create something which touches humans' heart, or else which gives them pleasure, or which helps them in some way, like this video. So then, if it is share worthy, people will share. So once this sharing factor occurs, then the any product will go viral. So this is real definition of viral.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Like we have seen, a couple of videos. If I would like to talk about this Rasode Mein Tha video, which got crazily viral on internet for around 1.5 weeks, because that content is somewhere people are relating to, and they can engage to the content, and they feel like it's worth sharing with their friends and family members.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
So the instant like these bite-sized, like whatever marketing viral things you're seeing, it's all bite-sized videos. Majority,
Hmm.
it will be less than 2 minutes. So or else less than 3 minutes. These kind of videos, it will give instant dopamine effect, where as soon as the users see, they should feel immediately. So
Right.
that should give some kick. So those kind of kicks, whichever video gives, that goes viral. So where in marketing we gave it a term called dopamine effect. So yeah, so that should happen.
Awesome. Awesome. So, like, I want to know about what is this method to madness that blows people minds on internet. How to actually create this viral content and not to fall into this trap of one time. Like, I've made one fabulous ad, it gained like 10 million views, and after that particular ad, dropped it. Nothing happens. So, what is this method to madness? Are you following any template for that? Something like that you would like to share?
Mm. So the furthest to create something useful is simple thing is understand your customer, or else understand your target audience. That's one. And then the second thing is like, suppose let's say people who I think all are fresh people, so let's say 5 tips freshers can get to get a good job or something. Title is not so good, but adjust with this for now. So something like this, 5 tips for freshers or something like this, then make a list of 50 to 70 points, like what all uh, video types you can create. Like 5 tips for freshers means be prepared, be confident, or be something something, etc., etc., etc. So like
Right.
this, create a list of 50, 60 points. And then from that you cross out, cross out, cross out. At the end, whichever remains like 4 or 5 tips, around that you create a video or content. So it will go viral. Not viral, share worthy. I don't like to call the term viral. So
Right. Right.
that's how it works. You should research so much. Simple template is research so much. Second is after listing out everything, cross out, cross out, cross out. At the end, whichever remains, create it. It may not work, it may work. That's up to the people. You have done your work, research, everything. That's the main thing.
Right, correct. I believe understanding the point you said just now, understanding your audience is one of the crucial factors before, starting jumping into just making the content.
Yeah.
Because these are the people who are going to share further in their networks, and then the video is going to become share worthy, and then we can further frame it as viral.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got it, got it. Guys, one quick note, whatever we are discussing over here, if you are watching it on YouTube later on, and if you are watching it right now, just drop in your questions into the chats or the comment section, and we are going to pick up every single question in the later half of the session. And apart from that, I've also dropped in the links to the Marketer Hub community as well as the HelpCard community. So feel free to join and follow them and get updated with the latest content we are sharing related to product design and digital marketing everywhere. So guys, feel free to drop in your questions. Awesome, Charan. Good going till now. Yeah. So the another question I have, like we talked about, I believe like whatever we have discussed till now is with respect to, more of personal sharing worthy content, right? But what happens when it comes to a B2B segment? Like suppose you are creating a ad for Rapido and not a LinkedIn post for yourself. So what are the dynamics that, shift from making a personal share worthy content rather than making a B2B share worthy content?
So I will accept the fact that B2B is still boring. So B2B is B2C is seeing a lot. B2B, they are still stuck with that mindset of everything needs to be serious, features number two, number three, something, etc., etc. Now the new companies which are coming, SaaS companies, they're changing a bit. So recently I have seen one company, I don't remember the name. Later on I will share you if I found. So they designed the entire website in a funny way. It's an task management app. Number two. And then what was your question? How we can create B2B uh, B2B video share worthy, right?
Correct.
So B2B video share worthy is something which still we have, there is no good examples in B2B. But personally, I feel that B2B companies also should get something like, let's say, naughty mode. So not to keep their messaging so serious. Let's keep it silly. With Marketer Hub, even I'm doing the same, something silly. I'm not revealing it now. So it will be revealed soon. So B2B, let's say, suppose you have a chatbot software, you can create something like PM Modi chatbot or something like that, and make all funny things in the chatbot of we know how they are performing now. So based on that, we can create some chatbot and then do one video and then share it with the community, that is social media or your community. So this bound to happen when the people see this, and so whether it is chatbot or video or articles, it's very difficult to create the dopamine effect. But videos and chatbot, whichever interaction is there, two-way interaction, this is easily we can create the dopamine effect. Create that kind of thing. Think broad, think different, even in the B2B space. Then you will get that.
I believe Zomato and Swiggy are also a great example about how they are actually not trying to portray a company image on their Instagram handle, but rather than showcasing that behind the company, there are also humans sitting who are actually posting. Like if you go through the posts they are sharing, Dunzo is again a great example, how they are actually, putting in songs and relating it with their services. That is, I believe, I personally like them a lot.
Yeah, so Zomato, Dunzo, and then Swiggy, all of them are speaking consumer languages rather
Right.
than their. Then if you see, they do their product marketing very less in their social
Right.
media
Correct.
post. They
Correct.
always post something related to the human lives. So that's what important even in the B2B segment or even in the B2C segment. In both the spaces, we should adopt to user language.
Correct, correct. Because that only means the content share worthy and relatable, which we are consistently saying right from the beginning of this session.
Yeah.
Okay, Charan. Picking the same point from this question, I would like to ask you like how this organic reach works on different platforms. Let it be Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter or Instagram. Because I have seen you also have like a couple of I believe around 10K followers right now on LinkedIn, if I'm not wrong. Right. So how actually this organic reach works on this platform? What is the algorithm behind which is pushing the content to reach more people?
So Facebook and Instagram, forget about organic reach. It's dead way before.
I agree.
So on Facebook, we get even 0% reach sometimes.
I
So the
agree.
remaining left out is Twitter to an extent. And then the LinkedIn is very good now for the organic reach. It is also going down. but it will go down for sure in another 1 year. As of now,
Hmm.
LinkedIn is the best platform. Milk it as much as you want. Go share content easily. You will get the share. So, in order to get the organic reach on Facebook or Instagram on all these channels, so create useful content which people are willing to share. Number one. So number two is adapt to your audience. So see, like you can on Facebook, if you have a page or something, there is something called business interest finder or something. I don't know the exact name, but there is a, I think, business interest finder or something. So where you can go and select your location or select the interest or something, it will exactly show what other pages your audience likes. Suppose you may be marketing in a finance thing. You can select all the finance keyword, everything. At the end, the interest page will show what other pages that particular AO finance people like. So other people, in the sense, they may like something related to the recipe blog or something related to some other etc. Create content, mix up these two. When you mix up these two, so people will like it instantly. Number one. So when you say finance, you should not only focus on finance post. You should find a clever way to mix up finance and also some other topic. So when I say, for this example, in Kerala, one teacher, not teacher, she used to run some online classes for something called these entrance exams for government exams. So what she does is she mixes cooking with the teaching. So she cleverly mixes up cooking with the teaching. Like this, you should also find a way to mix two things in one. So in psychology, we call this as an attention grabbing thing. Like when you mix up two things, not focus on only one, it automatically creates users' interest to uh, focus on the thing whatever you're saying. So that's one thing. So finally, to say is organic reach is dead. Only focus on content to impress your audience. That may get you few organic reach.
Got it. So, Charan, like I agree. Like videos and content and engagement is great. It gives us a nice kick to actually post more. Like if your first post has reached, let's say, 100 likes, it gives you a kick to post again so that it meets maybe 200, 500 likes. But how to actually tie that out into a revenue model? Because at the end of the day, if you are making some online content, let it be YouTube videos or Instagram post, eventually all of us are focused on making some amount of money that we can tie it up so that that also gives kicks to our platform, and then
Okay,
we can try
so
out paid ways as well for
yeah,
Facebook and Instagram.
so people who are just getting started don't even think that organically you will get reach. If you have huge following, I mean organically you will get people who are paying customers. So if you have an huge following before, then you may think of revenue. But people who are just getting started, right, it's very difficult. The social media platforms are designed in such a way that they want your money, number one. And then
Hmm.
number two, initially you need to burn some money. That's for sure for any business. So suppose, let's say, like you are starting some course, any online course. So you just put up a landing page and create some lead magnets. Lead magnet means ebooks, all this kind of stuff. And then just run a Facebook ad for 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees per day or per week. So in that way, you will get some kind of organic reach. When you do these paid ads, automatically with minimal percentage of organic reach also will increase, because people who see that post or somebody who likes that post, it will also be shown for the people who are their friends or etc etc. So in that way, you can expect some revenue. But as far as my knowledge, as far as my experience, you can't make out revenue in the beginning. Only once you start posting social media pages, you need to burn some money in order to acquire custom.
Got it, got it. Awesome, awesome, Charan. Very valuable. Guys who have joined in just now, and even if you are watching it later on, make sure you are typing in your questions into the chat section or the comment section below, so that we can take it up probably this time, and later on, if either I can send it across to Charan if you have any other questions after the session as well. Awesome, Charan. Uh, okay, so summing up, I believe, but I also have one point that I would like to focus you on, is that anything paid will make your content reach the people, but it will not make them take the action. Suppose you are selling a t-shirt, for that example. It might, you spend 80 rupees ad or 160 rupees ad on Instagram, it will make it reach the people. But for how to make them, this call to action that we are performing, how to make them actually make the purchase.
Okay.
Let it be a course, let it be a t-shirt, or any goddamn thing.
Okay. So the paid advertisements is also, people are not clicking if they see the ad, number one. And then
Correct.
number two is developers like yourselves put all kind of ad blockers to ruin marketers like us. So that's also there. And then in order to overcome these things, number one you need to do is don't advertise, or else don't advertise a paid product to the people who are new. That is
Correct.
cold audience. So you
Absolutely.
advertise something like share some of the blog posts. Suppose I will give example of course. If you are a course, you are selling some productivity course, how to increase your productivity in 7 days. This is a course title, let's assume. So instead of sending your guys, like that is the audience traffic to the landing page of the course, which has the paid this thing page, landing page, instead give them some ebook, or else share them some of the reviews, that is testimonials of your ex students, and then also share some of the videos, all this kind of stuff. No, don't even think of selling in the first to cold audience, that is in the first ad. Just your first ad goal should be to get them to your landing page, and then convert with whatever content you want to give. Suppose lead magnet, that is ebook, or some kind of checklist or something like that. Your whole goal of that particular ad should be to make the person to download that particular thing. Then once you get the email, then you can send autoresponders emails, all these kind of things to that particular user. And then also with the paid advertisements, you should keep your retargeting very very uh, planned. I mean, most of the people in paid advertisements, they don't even put the pixel on their website. I have seen so many people, number one. And then number two, if they install also, they will do so many mistakes where in this case people who already have purchased, you will end up showing ads to those people. That one thing you need to take care. And yeah, so finally the summary of this particular question is, number one, don't ever show ads to the people who don't even know about you. Give them something useful in the first place. So the whole goal should be to get them to the landing page and get to know you. Then later on retarget something you can do to convert them. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Taking one point from here only, about once the people are onto your landing page, what is the strategy that we can use? And I want to personally know your thoughts on the freemium method that a lot of companies are following from past few years. Like, let it be Netflix or LinkedIn or any other platform. Everyone is running behind this freemium technology methodologies.
Yeah, Netflix is my favorite. So the landing page, if you see, uh, landing page is very very simple. Even if you see the button below the button, it will say that 30-day trial. Also, it will say that you can cancel anytime. So this is one. So it is all, their entire website is cleverly designed using behavioral psychology. So
Correct.
once you press the button, once you go to the pricing page, again they will show that the as per that quality, pricing, and then again there also they will clearly mention what all you can do with the clever use of icons. And then even there they will mention that within 30 days you can cancel, we won't charge. And also they will say that before 3 days or 2 days they will notify you. So all these things, whatever the question user has on their mind, when they are going to the landing page, reading the landing page, they will answer then and there without taking out the mental strain of the user. So the one thing which landing page should address is uncertainty. So uncertainty means whatever questions your users has. So if they have some doubts or if they have something on their mind, if you don't address that in the landing page, then you will lose that customer. So uncertainty is the biggest factor which makes you lose customers.
Correct.
So
Correct.
in order to address uncertainty very well, go to, suppose you don't have much customers, you are just getting started. In this case, go to your competitors, see their review pages and see the type of language their uh, audience uses, and then go to their YouTube page, see the comments, everything, see the comments, and there only you will get the answer what are the questions the user has. Then it is up to your copywriter how to use that cleverly in your landing page.
Right.
Then you can address this.
Correct. One also thing which I believe can work pretty well is like keeping the landing page simple and short and easy to understand. Like whatever coming on the first landing page of the screen, like the first portion of your website, it should clearly sells or tells like what is this website completely about.
Yeah, so the opening statement, that is the hero section, which matters a lot. Number one, and then number two, again, what you said is correct for low ticket items. Let's say low ticket items below 2000 rupees or 1000
Mhm.
rupees. But high ticket items, the long form landing page is must. So if anybody who are serious about buying something, they will see their landing page inch by inch. They will read each word by word.
Right. Correct.
So this happens only when people are serious. And then, so that's why long form landing page is must for high ticket items. And then for low ticket items, just a simple thing is enough, simple landing page, just some 2 3 sections. And then again for Facebook, whenever you retarget someone who has spent at least 75%, above 75% is how Facebook calls it. So who has spent time on the website more than 75%, that is their calculation. Who has spent maximum amount of time on the website, they will retarget or show ads to those people. There we have
Mhm.
higher amount of conversion.
Mhm. This
Yeah.
you are talking completely with respect to Facebook Ads Manager, if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
Facebook ads. The before thing was with respect to the high ticket and low ticket items, how the
Mhm.
landing page should be.
Mhm. Got it. Got it. Awesome. Yeah. So, one like I've pretty much completed the list of questions I have. Few more questions before I wrap up and open it up for the audience. One thing is that about I'm coming back to the video point from where we started. How important do you think is the live video doing that, live session that we are trying to conduct today as compared to the uploaded video of the same session? What do you think is going to, get better impact for the people?
Okay, so the live sessions, there is an advantage for the live session a bit, because even if you make some mistake or something, the people will feel that it's okay. It's a general, like whatever the people see, they're okay with that.
Correct.
So when it comes to the recorded session, even if you make some mistake or even if the audio quality is not good, people will lose interest then and there. So
Correct. Correct.
live sessions are helping. Before the live sessions on Facebook, the organic reach was good. Now even that is not there.
Mhm.
On LinkedIn, the live sessions, I think they are invite only basis. On LinkedIn, it's working out very well. If somebody can get access to the LinkedIn live sessions, they can reach many more people.
Correct.
So yeah, so I'm working on a strategy towards that. I will get live sessions within next 45 days.
Great. Awesome, guys. One more perk I have about attending a live session is that Charan is doing a giveaway of three of the his personal favorite marketing books, which are kick-ass marketing books. And you can just we are going to talk about in the later half of the session. But one important perk of attending a live session today is that you are getting access of three very useful, very kick-ass marketing books. Okay, Charan. So uh, one important thing which we should have discussed till now is that about COVID. Like we are all trapped inside our houses right now. Not much of those billboard ads and the road ads which are doing pretty well in the recent past times are not doing as much great. So the online content creation and the digital marketing has got a great boom. So how COVID has impacted everything, and how what are your key tips to if someone wants to start off his journey of digital marketing right now?
So COVID has completely changed the market, to be fair. So it has completely changed the way we were thinking when you say whole community of digital marketers. So few things which made COVID, like which we released in the COVID session, is data will lie. So for the first time in the history, data lies to the people. So for example, let's take Rapido. So the before pre-COVID, that is before March. So before March, we used to see the data and say this is the expected amount of rides today. I think everybody know Rapido. Rapido is a bike taxi where it's
Right.
like Uber. You can book the ride, and then it only thing is difference is here it is a bike, not a car.
Correct.
So where we used to gauge the expected amount of rides using the pre-COVID data, and also used to retarget the advertisements on Facebook using this data. After that is post COVID, what happened is whenever we use this data was lying, because all of the people who were traveling at that time, they are sitting in home, they are working from home. So yeah, so initially we suffered a lot because of this, and then we also didn't get a clear idea of what to do in order to recover
Mhm.
from this. Then later on, what we did is we again revamped the things, and then we totally tried to consider data from June. So this happened, and then again the COVID things, again everything has become online now, majority.
Mhm.
So now even the customer consumption is so high, because in the last 3 4 months I have seen so many YouTube stars have come up, new YouTube stars, because of
Right.
COVID. One has, even I have subscribed, they have become my favorite, which is Certified Rascals. Though those guys are from Chennai. So yeah, so these are the few things which COVID made us. One is data is going to lie after COVID. Never believe your data. And then number two is focus on the customer more. Focus on your
Mhm.
customer and then give them value as much as possible. Eventually, they will be your customer.
Got it. Awesome. So yeah, I got your point, Charan. Because especially the mobility sector, and this is being affected a lot. It has been hit badly because people have stopped moving from past 3 to 4 months. It started building somewhat from, like, I would say maybe July and August. It started moving a bit, but I would still say the number which we were clocking back in January, February, it's completely gone. So we have to
Yeah,
look
true.
back and sit back and analyze the strategies that we were building, and we have to frame new strategies as per COVID timings.
Yeah, so some of the companies, like some of the software companies and then some of the app companies I know, they have completely moved remote in just 3 months, 2 months, where they
Correct.
were working in some particular office from the last 3 4 years. In just 3 months, everything changed, happened rapidly. And then here in India, remote culture was not so popular till COVID. After COVID, it is picking up on US and other sites. It rapidly moving. Here we are seeing a huge growth rate in remote culture, but that will be
Correct.
the future.
Correct. Absolutely correct. So, few last questions, Charan. I would like to talk about Market Hub a bit. And like I've like the first day I talked to you, and even till today, you talk about two terms a lot. That is one, that you are sharing secret source of marketing through Marketer Hub. Second is this T-shaped marketer. Can you put us some light on what these two terms are? And before that, I would like to ask you about what is the kick behind leaving a good time, job with Rapido, that is good pay scale and good reputation, and starting something of your own. So both the questions.
So to your first question, Marketer Hub is a curation website for digital marketers. When I say curation, bringing all good things into one. So,
Correct.
and then here at Marketer Hub, we are not generating content. So people have a because the world people are already generating a lot of content. Now people will get confused what content to consume. So where
Correct.
that is very very rapid. So then I thought like it's ways to generate another content. Like what is lead generation? Other people have said it. My work is to get the best lead generation content to them and then give them the best possible explanation.
Hmm.
So then that's why Marketer Hub. Marketer Hub is contains 7,000 plus curated resources. So when I say curated resources, that means top website layouts, top landing page
Mhm.
screenshots.
Mhm.
When I say website layout, it will be homepage layout, hero section layout, testimonial section, etc., etc., etc. So in this, if we have to take example, let's take navbar section. Navbar is the top menu section which you see on any website. What we do is we take screenshots of navbar of 100 different companies and then we'll put it out in one directory. So how this helps marketers or product designers or product developers is they can compare every other their competitor in one platform. Right now they juggle between so many websites and then it is difficult to see. So we are bringing that into one part. This is one curation category. And then number two is top newsletters. And then this is self-explanatory. And then three is emails. Suppose if you register for Gmail, they send a welcome email, right? Google will send a welcome email. So in the same way, we curate 50, 60 different companies' emails into one screen. It will be screenshots. So where you can compare of all other companies, then for your own company or for the company you're working for, you can try to create your own by taking inspiration from everything, and then you can create your best welcome email. So this is one. And then the second curation is one part. Second is the visual marketing case studies. So when you see case studies of all different companies, it will be basically an text post of 2000 3000 articles where people are bored. I mean, even I don't read any of the article from top to bottom if if I'm not so serious about that particular topic. So here in visual marketing case studies, what happens is there will be a slider kind of stuff. It will be like a presentation. It's not your typical PowerPoint presentation. So where let's say for example how COVID has changed marketing. There will be a series of slides with the examples of various companies. So this is visual marketing case studies. Then yeah, then normal stuff. Then there will be an podcast video. That is usual normal stuff. And other than this, again, one more thing is 2 minute marketing stories of 5 minutes. This is also will be kind of an Instagram stories where what is marketing, and then there will be a series of explanation cards. So we are trying to minimize the user's time on consumption of data or information. We are giving it in a easy way where they can spend less time on consuming, more time on experimenting. So this is what Marketer Hub does. And then apart from this,
Awesome.
there are more to it which will be introduced in a gradual way. And then
Awesome.
more power is the community. There will be an entire community on section on
Got it.
Marketer Hub where people can engage with each other, etc., etc.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. So
Again,
is
last
the
question.
website live, Charan?
It's live. Pre-launch website is live, and
Okay.
then the main website, which is at curation, everything that is
Mm-hmm.
being designed because there is a lot of resources and we need to
Correct.
adapt
Correct.
to that
That
scale.
is why I was asking. Yeah. So
Yeah,
when can we expect the website to be live? Probably in.
probably next month by end,
Awesome. Awesome. That's great.
in 30 days, next 30 days.
That's great, guys. And what will be the URL? Just in case if people remember after 1 month.
Marketerhub.io, simple.
Awesome, guys.
So I spent a
So, guys.
fortune to
Hmm.
get this domain. So I wanted this. There is a catch to this domain name, which I'm not saying to anyone now, which will be revealed once we launch. There is some kind of theme being designed on Marketer Hub.
Hmm.
So which
Okay.
if you guys sit
Well,
and
I know about
crack
this.
your head, huh?
I know
You
about this.
know,
Yeah,
I
you have
said to
told me.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, then don't reveal. So there is some catch to it. If you guys sit and think, some give bit of search, then you will get to know the idea. Okay, that's okay. Let's not get into the theme. Let's for your final question, T-shaped marketing. So T-shaped marketer is someone who knows the whole aspect of marketing. When you say marketing, SEO, paid advertisements, and then the landing page design, and then what else is there? Social media marketing coordinator, etc., etc., etc. There are a lot of things which comes into marketing. So T-shirt marketing is who has knowledge of every topic in the marketing, and then who is good at two skills, whether it is performance marketing, and then the graphic design, or the SEO, and then the content writing. You need to, and then but he has broad range of knowledge of all topics, which is the most required skill. And then every company needs T-shirt marketer today. They're not hiring for person who is only skilled at one thing. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Awesome. Awesome, Charan. One last question before we open it up for the audience. Career opportunities, one as a full-time employee, second as a freelancer in digital marketing space.
So full-time opportunities. There are so many jobs for digital marketing. It's not that, not only digital marketing, take any career aspect, whether it is software developer or anyone, there are so many jobs. Only thing is you have to make yourself employable. That is up to you. So most of the freshers and most of the even who have who passed out in 2 years, 1.5 years, they still didn't get job only because they are not skilled, and they don't have that skill to be to work at other companies. So the only thing I suggest for everyone who are students or other people, learn something new every day, and then you already have Google in your hand. If you just search digital marketing required skills, you will get a big list. And then don't wait for other companies to employ you or else give internship to you to prove your skills. Just set up a simple website where it will take just 200 rupees or 199 rupees per month, a basic server in India. So you can get that and start creating website, and then just put up whatever content. Suppose let's say you want to become an SEO, just write content writer for example, just write whatever you want, 100% you will be hired. Or else, I mean, sometimes I feel shame when I see LinkedIn, because when I was on 12th, or when I was in my first year engineering, I was not so much concentrated. I was enjoying. But today, when I see I have so many connections who are just engineering students, or some say just 15, 16 years old, they put out content, they started podcast. Then I was like, मैंने क्या किया मैं जब 15, 16 में था तो. So it was like that. So today, even the youths, people are changing with the time. But even though there are a lot more people who are still not yet doing, and they want people to give them a chance. Don't expect a chance from others. Start working. Even for even if software developer also start creating websites, you will get a chance. If you don't prove, you don't get a chance.
Right, correct. Well, at the end of the day, you just have to prove out yourself in the field, whatever field we are trying to break in. Let it be digital marketing, software engineering. And probably one of the reasons why I started this is because to make people more aware of the opportunities readily available. Like I've conducted session in product management, product designing, software engineering, data science, digital marketing we are doing today. So the whole aim is to actually make people more aware of the opportunities and internet. Just whatever you want to try to do, just Google it and you will get tons of resources, whatever you want to achieve in your life, easily, readily available. So guys, make
Yeah.
sure try out opportunities. Internship for college students is a great example of how you can break into one particular domain.
Yeah. So one more thing I would like to add is the how people say so many people reach out to me on LinkedIn and say that nobody is giving me chances, etc., etc., etc. I say that outside people are not your papa, mama, or brother to give you a chance.
Exactly,
They
exactly.
want, if you expect money from someone, they will also expect work. So make
Right.
sure that you are you have that skill, and then people are willing to give you money. So that's the whole
Got it.
thing.
Got it. Got it. Awesome, Charan. Great session till now. What we are going to do is that we are going to pick up questions from the chat section right now. I'm going to call them people. Divyansh, Saraswat, I can see the first question we have. Guys, if I missed anyone up this list, please make sure you point it out. So Divyansh, your question says that how will you get to the consumer psychology, like what type of content they actually want?
Okay.
Is
So
that,
Divyansh,
yeah.
yeah. So Divyansh, to your question, whenever somebody asks me like what to learn to enter into digital marketing or something, so first thing I say is learn consumer psychology, or else in our terms behavioral psychology. So you have to understand the customer. There are terms like uncertainty, and then the placebo effect, etc., etc. in our behavioral psychology, which is very very broad, which I can't speak now here. So uh, there are some resources like one is growth.design. They show a very good visual marketing case studies. I have actually took from growth.design. Guys can see that there they have a very good psychology directory library kind of stuff. And
Correct.
then to your question, what type of content they actually want, it's basically the target audience you are speaking about. So you need to understand your target audience, number one, and then your target audience will say what type of content they actually want. So for some of the businesses, only YouTube videos may work. Suppose for beauty products, it has to be visual. So because they your target audience, if they're someone who buys beauty products, then you have to create visual content. So if content writers is your target audience, something you can create some kind of tips, cheat sheets kind of stuff for copywriting, and then the landing page cheat sheets, etc., in order to acquire them. So it depends on your target audience, and then how you use psychology to get the customer. That's very important.
Great, great answer, Charan. We have another question coming in. It's from Divyansh only. Divyansh, are you there on the call? Because I am not able to understand whether your question is to me or to Charan, like about the coding and marketing thing. I think we don't have Divyansh on the call. Okay, I'm gonna skip this one. I'm gonna come forward to Nidhi's question, and she's asking like, is full-time freelancing a good career option, leaving job as a digital marketer?
I know Nidhi. She is very sweet. So we always engage on LinkedIn. So she leaves some thoughtful comments. So to Nidhi's question, freelancing consultant. I more than freelancing, I like to call consultant because that looks kind of fancy, and the consultant gets paid more. So the freelancing is a good career option for sure. Only thing is in freelancing what happens is most of the people once the client comes in they does some work and it's done, the project is done. In order to maximize the product, it is must to retain that customer. So in order to retain, suppose somebody has come to you and ask some SEO thing or something, or else content writing, so make sure to upsell them with some other. Suppose if somebody has come for SEO, then definitely they will have a website, they will have social media handles. Make sure to upsell them with the social media pack or something like that, where you don't need to do, be collaborate with other freelancers, so and then maximize the revenue. So when you say full-time option, it's definitely whether that is you get more money to make living or not. In order to make living, you employ these tactics. It is a freelancing can be taken as a full-time career.
Correct, correct. Even freelancing is a good opportunity for every other career option, provided you are able to meet your daily needs and you are able to sustain for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
Correct. So we have next question from Kshitij, and I think we covered the second part of the question about how to get into digital marketing. But first of part of the question is quite interesting. That is, where do you see digital marketing in the coming future? What is the scope?
So personalization, which is digital marketing is rapidly evolving, and then one or the other automation software company comes in, and then it completely eliminates the need for digital marketing in one particular task. Suppose, let's say today, social media scheduling, there are so many automated software has come in, you don't need to even schedule. Suppose, what's that software name? It starts with M, the one of the social media software. It automatically schedules you. Even you don't need to even write captions. It automatically goes through your article body, and then it automatically takes the descriptions. So the automation is coming, and that's for our advantage. Our job is going nowhere. And then the main thing which comes in, whatever automation coming, whatever advancements, you, they can't think like a human. To understand consumer psychology, to understand humans, it is must for people to have them plan. I mean, to sell them through the people, it's very important. So yeah, so to uh, question of who asked this question? Okay,
From
Oma.
Kshitij. Kshitij asked this question.
Okay, so to your question, in a simple way, if we have to say, so focus more on behavioral psychology, and then you don't need to have too much, you don't need to go too much into tactics. I mean, like SEO or something, you don't need to understand that goes on. Like once you get the idea of behavioral psychology or understand consumer mindset, you will automatically do things which needs to be done. But one more trick here is, if you need to be employable, you need to have SEO and social media scheduling, all these kind of skills. Because people or companies and founders still not realizing the importance of behavioral psychology. So finally, if you want to be a good marketer, learn behavioral psychology. If you want to be employable, learn behavioral psychology plus SEO and all these skills fully. Yeah.
Great answer. One more thing, guys, if you have any other questions, you can drop in yourself or you can just unmute yourself and ask. Like every which ways in is completely fine. Coming to the next question from Mihir is that basically he wants to ask about what are some, good online courses or maybe blogs, like how to start digital marketing learning is the exact question.
Okay.
And the
So
second question, okay, yeah, go ahead with this one. Yeah, we can take that.
So digital marketing courses, see, actually everything is free online. So you can search and you can learn whatever you want online. Then to few things first, to if Meher is a student, I don't recommend any of the courses or something. Search whatever you make up in your mind of what you want to learn. Then just go and search, you will get the data. But for the people who don't have time, and who are working, and then they have lot many other works, only for those kind of people I recommend courses. So courses, for me, like I never took so many courses or something, so I don't know much, but I only took some behavioral psychology courses. So one is Mindbox Academy. You guys can have a look, mindbox.com, I think .com only. So yeah, so they are good with the behavioral psychology. With regard to the other courses, to be frank, I never took, and I don't have much idea about courses. But on YouTube, you can follow Neil Patel. The problem with Neil Patel is he only says basic stuff. He never goes to the advanced. The tactic is he never, even if we say advanced stuff, people won't see. That's the problem.
Correct.
Number two is on LinkedIn also. For example, if I post something very technical or something new, people won't even, they don't get, it's natural, people won't respond to the questions which they don't understand.
Correct.
So in order for people to respond to you on social media, it is must for us as a digital marketers to say something which you know in a new way. But for you to learn, you have to search or else take up some courses. That's good, you can see some reviews and take up, so there is no problem with that. Again, I see with the people is the certificates. Certificates is of no use. Don't go behind certificates. And then any company which says they need certificates, don't join that company, because then later on they will ask so many stupid questions which you yourself will leave the company. Yeah.
One more thing, if I may add to this, Charan, is that case studies, like following companies, what actual companies are doing, and they have actually put a lot of data on the internet, let it be Medium blogs, let it be, LinkedIn articles about how they are actually preparing their marketing strategy and what is the idea behind launching a very small feature. Like recently, Zomato launched is voice instruction features for delivery executives. So they have actually put a lot of thought process behind it. So case studies are a great phenomenal example of how one can actually start learning and thinking in a similar manner how companies are thinking.
Yeah, so the same thing we are doing with the Marketer Hub. Case studies will be given priority. The case studies, not, as I said, not in the form of articles, in the form of visual. So marketing case studies. Yeah.
Awesome. So I guess we pretty much wrapped up the questions section. One more question we have from me is only that does branding and digital marketing go hand in hand? It would be great if you can take some example.
So both are like, branding is part of digital marketing. So it comes under, branding comes under digital marketing. So uh, so for example, let's say like every company will have one brand guidelines or brand guidelines, which we call it in a fancy way. So we have everything like what company stands for. Suppose let's say Swiggy. So Swiggy, for example, they use some kind of tone on social media. So which they will mention in their brand guidelines. This is the tone. This is etc. This is how I will speak to the people, and this is my style. This is my social media post style. Everything. So when you create this kind of document in the initial itself, it will be a lot more easier for you to define your brand. So in the same way, still Marketer Hub is not yet launched fully. We have a brand guidelines document, which is fully explain the brand, how its language needs to be online, what it stands for, everything. So yeah, so branding and digital marketing are inseparable parts. So it goes, actually branding is part of it, comes under digital marketing itself. So that's, yeah, it goes together, and it is a must for any company to create a brand guidelines document in order to be focused on their objectives.
Got it. Got it. Another question we have, Charan, is that how do you upgrade yourself with digital marketing skills regularly?
So regularly, like, just follow some of the top, when you say follow, don't follow this everybody, like on YouTube, whoever creates these YouTube videos, everything. So you yourself have to judge that whether this person is good for me or not. So whether he is providing value to me or not. So for example, socialmediaexaminer.com, one of the top websites in US for it's a kind of a digital marketing, digital marketers resource kind of stuff. Let's say it is, so let's say social media examiners is more of a text format. Marketer Hub is more of a visual format. It is just opposite. So you guys can follow social media marketer, and then podcast by Michael Stelzner. It is social media marketing podcast, I think. So you guys can see, to upgrade the skills to final way, you need to keep on. You have to have enthusiasm, and then keep on looking for more on what ways
Correct.
you can improve your skills.
Correct. I believe, by the time one starts his journey into a particular domain, 1 year down the line, the practices to search for content and get inspiration still remains the same, but we actually, enhance ourselves in the terms of searching, in the terms of browsing the internet, in the terms of relating to contents quickly. And that is the complete process of upgrading yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I think, Charan, I'm having a tough time relating to Divyansh's question. Divyansh, if you are on the call, can you please unmute yourself and ask the coding part which you
So
are
where
saying?
I,
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, Divyansh.
Hello. Sir, I was asking, is it really important to get some knowledge of coding for digital marketing, or it is all about the analysis part and the strategic part?
okay. So, for digital marketers, Divyansh, it's good to have a basic coding skills, although it's not mandatory, but it's good to have because you will be a lot more working on the uh, this SEO number one, and then number two will be if you want to work on playable ads or if you want to work on some Google HTML5 ads or something, you need to have a bit of coding. You don't need to be an expert because there are lot of no code tools have come. If you have minimal coding, you can create an entire platform. So you yourself, and that's how even I'm creating Market Hub with a bit of minimum coding experience. Plus, I'm using a lot of no-code tools to put the platform together. So yeah, I would recommend having basic coding skills, but not no, it's not required too much of expertise or something. But it's good to have a basic skills
Yeah, correct.
like how API works because API
Correct.
because we will be integrating a lot of APIs in our marketing to get some data, and then
Hmm.
how the front end like HTML, what is division sections, and then fonts, and then classes in CSS. Like these basic things is enough.
Correct. Correct. I believe getting the coding knowledge is slightly more important as well to actually interact with developers. No matter whether you are coding or not, but to understand their language and to communicate with them about what the idea is in your head, it's actually better to have slightly idea of how things are done so that you don't end up saying completely that is irrelevant and impossible to develop.
Yeah, true, Sanjay. Even for me now, for example, I speak with so many developers now with regard to Marketer Hub. Now it really helps me a lot. So I can
Correct. Correct.
easily understand what they're saying.
Yeah, I believe because I am a developer myself, and with the time I'm investing on programming help cart as well as talking to people and getting customers on board. These are the skills which are actually helping me a lot because at the end of the day, I have to code help cart and I have to talk to customers as well. So that is somewhere I can relate both the things and I can answer this question, this point better. Okay, awesome. Good question, Divyansh. One last question we have is from Guru Krishna. That is, if I have to start consulting freelancing, where do I find my customers or clients? Is it web or in digital?
Okay. So, who asked this question?
It's asked by
Okay,
Guru
Guru.
Krishna.
So, for your question, when you start off, register on all freelancing sites. So, and then plus collaboration is the biggest important factor in any industry. Focus like for example interact with the other freelancers who are already doing. Don't go and interact with the people. Suppose you are an SEO guy, don't make collaborations with the other SEO guy. You have to be tricky. Go and collaborate with graphic designers. Go and collaborate with some let's say social media coordinators or funnel designers in the sense. So uh, collaborate with someone who contributes or who resonates opposite to you, then it will be a lot more for them to refer. Initially it is very easy to get clients using this method, and then later on once you build the audience once you get so many customers, then you have to make use of your existing clients to make them to refer other people. So that's how this works. And yeah, so I would recommend to go this way from the beginning.
Awesome. Great roadmap to actually someone who wants to start his or her journey. Awesome, guys. I think we have reached the list of the questions. If anyone has any questions, can you please drop in right now? Like we'll wait for maybe a minute or so. Until the time, I also drop in the links again to the people who joined in later, so that you guys can again go back and check out the social links as well as the handles of both the Helpcart and Marketer Hub.
If you guys have any questions regarding Marketer Hub, is also welcome.
Yeah, just reach out to Charan or me, maybe right now or maybe on LinkedIn later on. You can just search Charan Shetty or Sanchit Gupta, and you guys can easily find us out. Awesome. I think we are pretty much done with the Q&A part as well. One little note before signing off for the day is that, uh,
Give
guys,
away.
what? Giveaway, yeah.
Biggest thing.
Yeah, big thing. Like, Charan, if you would like to go ahead with that, then I will take up my part.
So yeah, so guys, since like when Sanchit contacted me for this, I thought to give something back to the Help Club community. So it's my part from my side. So it's very simple. You guys, what need to do is you guys just share whatever you want to share on LinkedIn regarding this session. What do you guys think of this session, or what you learned, anything, etc. And tag me and Sanchit. So, and I will respond to everybody, whoever has created the post. Then on that, we'll select top three, and I will send my top three books, which are number one is Hooked by Neer Ayal, and then number two is Art of Creative Thinking. So number three is Alchemy, the surprising power of ideas that don't make sense. It is one of my favorite books till date. It's by Rory Sutherland. He is Ogilvy vice chairman. So yeah, so these are the three books where you need to do simple thing. You just want to share on LinkedIn what you guys think of this session, what you have guys have learned. You guys can be creative. If you don't like this session, that's okay. You guys can scold me. Then also I will respond and I will ask apologies from my end to you. So yeah, so that's it. It's very simple. You and I will select the top three, or else if suppose for example if 10, 15 posts have come and I liked only one, then I will select only one. So if I liked four, I maybe send four books also. If I like only two, then two. So that's how this works. Make it creative, guys. Show you all the skills. And
So,
then yeah,
guys, go ahead, shoot up your post, your videos on LinkedIn, tag me and Charan along with Marketer and Helpcart, and let us select what is the best out of all the posts we are getting today, and then we are going to roll out giveaways. Awesome, guys. It was great connecting to everyone. One last quick note before we sign off for the day is that about Helpcart. Guys, this is a small community which we have started like 5-6 months ago, and here what we are trying to do is that we bring in several mentors from different categories. Like we have Charan for digital marketing today, and we talk about different aspects of that particular profession. For example, we have done sessions on product management, product designing, data science, software engineering. So we are bringing in people from multiple domains, and these are experienced people who have done and achieved something in the past. So guys, check out our website, follow us on social media. You have our YouTube channel link, website, and Facebook link as well. So just go ahead, and if you want to check out the previous videos, they are already up on YouTube. You can just go out, and if you have any doubts, you can write them out in the comment section. Just make sure that you are engaging with the community and trying to grab as much information as you want from all the content that we have present on the internet till now. Awesome, Charan. Great connecting, to be honest. And I think we are already 5 to 10 minutes up the time. So great, and thanks a lot for coming and giving us one time, for talking to people and helping us understand the digital marketing basics and getting some insights as well.
thank you so much, Sanchit. It was nice speaking to you and everybody. I enjoyed a lot, and I hope this session was helpful. So get going, guys.